Hey there, I'm Josh Lappin and welcome to Skinny to Strong. This is the first workout in this series and I'm excited to get started with you today. Before we get started though, I want to go over a brief stretching routine that I use before each workout to help my muscles loosen up and to help me prepare for each workout. We emphasize safety heavily in our exercise program, and the stretching routine is a way to help us prepare our bodies for the exercise to prevent injuries. So let's go ahead and get started. The first exercise we're going to do for the stretching is we're just going to do a light neck stretch. Just going to pull the head slightly to the side for about 30 seconds on each side. Switch. And with each exercise, if you don't stretch a lot and your body's not used to this, just do your best to get started. Next, we're going to do an arm across the body. Lock in below the elbow. This stretch is stretching out our shoulders and our back a little bit. Okay, next overhead arm stretch. We're just putting our arm behind our head, pulling it back with our hand at the elbow. And then switch. This is stretching our tricep and shoulder and back as well. Now we're going to do an overhead stretch. You just take your hands, lock your fingers together. Overhead, hands facing upward. Stretch as high as you can. This is stretching your upper body, back, shoulders, and some of your abdominal muscles. Next exercise is going to be a chest stretch. What we're going to do, stand up straight, take your hands locked in behind your back, pull your chest forward, and stretch your chest. Now for a modification, if you're flexible, you can actually begin to lift your hands slightly to get a deeper stretch. Okay? Now that was the upper body. Now we're going to do the lower body. We're going to do our quads next. So what you want to do, if you need something to hold on to, this might be a good time to do it. But what we're going to do is we're going to stand on one foot and lift one of our legs up and back. Hold. Like I said, if you need something to reach onto, perfectly okay. If you're able to balance, great. All right, next side. Let's go ahead, stretching out the quads here. We're going to need to do that. All right, next exercise. You can see here what I'm going to do. I'm going to place one foot slightly ahead of the other, and I'm going to actually move my foot upwards so it's like an incline. Keeping my knees locked, I'm going to reach down and grab my toe. So gently with this if you're not flexible. This is stretching out the hamstrings and the calf muscle. Switch sides. Now the next exercise is a hamstring stretch. There's two ways to do it. You can either do it standing or you can do it seated. I actually prefer to do it seated, so I'm going to do it that way. You just simply sit down and try to touch your toes. On that exercise, if you can bend your knees a little bit, that's fine. Sometimes I do one foot at a time and then the other and then both together, just to get my legs and hamstrings warmed up at the beginning. All right, then the last stretch, we're actually going to do a squat. Now some of you may not be able to do this at first, but just work up to it. It's one of the core flexibility exercises that you want to be able to attain at some point in your future. It's very simple. All I'm going to do, I usually put my hands together like this, or some variation of that. Your hands in front of you, or you can stick your hands straight out. But we're just going to simply place our feet about shoulder width apart, maybe a little bit more. Same stance you would use as a squat. We're just going to squat down. And hold there if you're able to. Back up. Now that, like I said, that may be a challenge for some of you at first, but I really encourage you to work on that. That's going to stretch pretty much your whole lower body, your back, your quads, hamstrings. It's everything really loosened up for what's coming next. All right, so that's our warm-up for today. Also, we have warm-ups kind of included in the workout program, so we're not going to go instantly to lifting really heavy weights. Okay, so the exercises for today, we only have 3. Simplicity is very important in this kind of program. You want to limit the number of sets and the number of reps we're doing to help our bodies be able to recover from these workouts. The objective here is to gain strength, first of all, and our secondary objective is to gain size. Now, if you're training properly, eating properly, sleeping properly, you should gain weight, which we can talk about that more in a different video. But like I said, we want to keep our exercises simple. We're also using compound exercises, which means these exercises involve multiple body parts. So we're not isolating one particular muscle group, like the biceps or the triceps. These are big exercises and they involve a lot of different muscle groups, which helps us to gain strength and size over time. So our exercises today are going to be the squat, the bench press, and the bend over row. If you don't know how to do these, go back to some of the earlier videos where I'll show you how to perform these exercises properly. Or you can just watch me do them and try to catch on as you go. A couple of keys here for this today. We're going to be starting with the bar for both the squat and the bench press. The bend over rows, we're going to start with 10 pounds on each side, which is going to be equivalent of 65 pounds of a bar. And we're going to attempt to do 90 seconds of rest between each set. So we're going to move kind of quickly, which is also going to help us incorporate a little bit of a cardio component into the workout. So like I said, it's a great overall workout, so I'm excited about it and I'm ready to go ahead and get started with you. Like I said, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with the squat. We're always going to start with the squat for every single time we work out, because the squat is our fundamental strength builder. Yes, it does involve mostly the legs, but it also incorporates the whole body in general, because the squat, you're putting the bar across your back, which is going to bring your upper body muscles as well for stabilization, and definitely your core a lot too. So we're going to start with the bar. If you're stronger than needing to work out with just the bar, now that's great. But since we're going to be doing this 3 times a week, squatting 3 times a week, I highly suggest that you start with just the bar, because we want to avoid muscle soreness as much as possible. If you've never done this kind of thing before, you're going to get sore, but we're going to try to keep that to a minimum. In other videos, I can show you ways to help reduce and minimize the soreness. So, well, let's go ahead and get started with our squat today. We're going to get things set up here. We're going to need to clear out some space for our squats here. I also refer to previous videos on how to get the right equipment and have things set up before you squat. But I'm starting with the bar here at a decent height. I've got my catch guards in place already for me, and we're going to head and get started here. Normally I would warm up with the bar anyway, but since we're starting with the bar, I don't feel like we need an actual warm up because it's kind of built in. So again, we're doing 5 by 5, which means each exercise you do 5 sets for 5 reps. And if you're able to complete each set and with the proper amount of reps without an overabundance of straining, then your reward at the end of the workout is you get to add 5 pounds to the bar. So that's kind of our objective, is to continue to add weight as long as we can throughout each exercise. All right, so let's go ahead and get our first set done with squats here. Remember, 90 seconds between each set. So I've started a timer here. So you got 90 seconds, and you have to start again. Okay? At first, that's going to be easy. But as we go through the program and get heavier and stronger, it's going to become more of a challenge. We'll talk about that when we get to that point. But for now, like I say, get a 90-second break. I believe in active recovery, which means I don't think you should go and sit down during your rest. I like to be up. As you notice, I like to kind of move around. I think that keeps the blood moving, and it keeps you from your body from getting cooled down. I want to keep the body warm and full of circulation through my workouts to keep the blood moving. And I also think that minimizes soreness down the road too. So like, we're about halfway done through our rest. And after we're done with the rest, we're just going to do another set. It's really a simple program once you learn the fundamentals. But don't mistake the simplicity for challenging. Like I said, when you're first getting started, we're just using the bar because we want to minimize soreness. Believe me, that bar is going to get heavy really fast. If you do your 5 sets and 5 reps for each workout, you add 5 pounds. We're doing this 3 times a week. You're adding up to 15 pounds a week on the bar for your squats anyway. So that's going to add up really fast. All right, so we got a few seconds left. Usually I like to start heading on back to the bar. Get ready for my next set. That's set number 2. A couple of tips. As you're going down in the squat, inhale. As you come back up, you exhale. That's going to really help you in the future, especially when you start getting really heavy, to be able to get those sets and reps in. Also notice that I'm taking my time, getting the bar off, getting it set up, doing my squats all the way down. We talked about that in the videos to show you how to do these exercises properly. And be gentle and careful when you're placing the bar back on the rack. That way we don't have any accidents. As you may notice, I'm not using a weight belt currently. If you feel like you need a weight belt, that is perfectly fine for you to start out with. I will add in the weight belt when the squat's starting to get a little bit heavier. So, all right, we're just finishing up, waiting for our rest period to end. Now we're going to go hit that squat again. All right, so I'm going to start heading back to the rack. Seconds. Once we get through the first couple of videos, I'll stop talking so much and we'll just be working out. But I wanted to make sure you understood fully kind of what we're doing here. So once you get the basic concepts, it's really not that hard to do, at least how to perform the exercises and what we're trying to accomplish. The challenge is going to come on the exercises, trying to get your sets and reps in. So, also too, just wanted to mention real quick, I have a free downloadable worksheet available. If you check the links below, where you can actually go in and download a spreadsheet to help you keep track of your workouts. It's very important to record your progress so that you can measure where you started from and kind of where you're going. And you want to record your sets and your reps and your exercises and the weights each week for each workout, so you can track your progress, because tracking is going to be extremely important in your ability to gain strength and size. More on that a little bit later, but now it's time to head back to the squat mat for our 4th set. Okay, as far as frequency of workouts, when we first start off with this program, we're going to be working out 3 times a week, okay? So pick your combination of 3, if you want to do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I personally like to do a Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday routine. That works best for me. So you work out Tuesday, take Wednesday off. Work out Thursday, take Friday off. Work out Saturday, and then you get Sunday and Monday off. Or if you're doing the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you would get Saturday and Sunday off. So, like I said, very important concept in this workout program is rest and recovery. Because if you have the body type like I have and probably you have, our bodies are not designed to be able to endure massive amounts of heavy physical activity without having a lot of recovery in between. Because that's one of the secrets of this program is the rest. So make sure you're following those rest routines. And we're only working out 3 times a week. That's all you need. You're going to, believe me, it is enough, especially when the bar starts to get heavy. All right, so we're going to head on back to the squat rack for our last final set, the 5th set. Awesome, and congratulations on your first workout set, squat. For some of you that may be pretty challenging at first, but we're going to get there. If you were able to do all 5 sets, 5 reps each, and able to do that with no too much problem, you get to add 5 pounds now, which we'll add in the next workout. So we're done with this for today. All right, I recommend that you keep your rest break at 90 seconds. So I need to get over here and get set up for a bench press.